Roman Reigns attacks Solo Sikoa upon his return. The Rock begins MMA training. WWE stars are reportedly making fun of Jinder Mahal after WWE released him. Former WWE star fires shots at Cody Rhodes and Triple H. Bloodline member now owns a wrestling promotion. And much, much more. Let's dive right in. Let's look at 3 ways Roman Reigns is rumored to make his comeback. Number 1. Roman Reigns returns as a babyface to squash Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa has been on a rampage on WWE SmackDown in Roman's absence. The Enforcer challenged Paul Heyman and teamed up with Tama Tonga to knock Jimmy Uso out of the Bloodline on SmackDown after WrestleMania XL. Last Friday, the duo launched a nasty attack on Kevin Owens. Given the way things have gone, it appears that WWE is heading toward a thrilling match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. The creative crew may bring Reigns back as a babyface to stop Solo in his tracks. When the former big dog returns, he may change his personality and defeat Solo in order to recover his throne as the tribal chief of the Bloodline. Number 2. Roman feuds with Cody Rhodes' Shield. Seth Rollins helped Cody Rhodes put a stop to Roman Reigns' reign of terror. Aside from having the American Nightmares back throughout, the Visionary served as the American Nightmare's shield during the high-profile confrontation. As a result, Roman may seek vengeance on Seth Rollins when he makes his reappearance. The tribal chief might blame Seth for his title loss before destroying him. The creative crew may then book the former Shield brothers in a high-octane conflict, resulting in a huge match. Number 3. Roman Reigns names Jacob Fatu as the new tribal heir. As previously stated, Solo Sikoa has gained leadership of the Bloodline with the assistance of Tama Tonga in Roman's absence. In barely 2 weeks, the duo has established themselves as a dominant force on the blue brand. Given the recent happenings, the tribal chief may return with his own muscle, Jacob Fatu. For fans who are unaware, Sam Fatu's son, Jacob, recently signed with WWE, and the organization could pair him with Roman upon the former champion's return. Reigns and the Samoan werewolf might dethrone Solo and Tama Tonga. Following that, the tribal chief could appoint Jacob as the new tribal heir to the Bloodline. WWE referee very scared after accidentally dropping unconscious star. A WWE referee struggled to roll an unconscious star out of the ring after a live event match. The star in question is Finn Balor from the Judgment Day. Balor kept selling, so WWE referee Aja Smith decided to roll him out of the ring. She had a very difficult time doing so, however. Finally, she dropped him on the ring floor by accident and was visibly scared, wondering if he had been wounded in the fall. Randy Orton personally requested to work with Matt Riddle. In a recent interview with the Johnny My Pro Show, Matt Riddle described how Orton approached him and asked to work with him. Riddle also stated that the Viper was impressed by his work ethic after competing against him in a match. Randy was supposed to wrestle Braun Strowman one night, and I was supposed to tag with Drew against Mace and T-Bar, when Retribution was still around. I don't know what happened, but Randy and Brown didn't end up wrestling and they switched Brown with me, so I got to wrestle Randy instead. After we worked, Randy spoke very highly of me. He's like, I want to do something else with him, and they already had plans that we tag, said Riddle. Riddle was fired from WWE in September 2023, only 2 months before the Viper made his comeback at Survivor Series. WWE stars are reportedly making fun of Jinder Mahal after WWE release backstage. According to PW Insider, Mahal and Xia Li received a lot of sympathy in the locker room this weekend. Others at the workplace stated the 37-year-old was extremely well liked. Mahal's feud with Tony Khan earlier this year went viral. Following Friday's release, certain Raw and SmackDown stars reportedly joked about Mahal and Khan feuding on AEW Dynamite this summer. According to a news source from PW Insider, the simultaneous release of all 3 Indusher members has left others in the organization wondering if WWE plans to approach India differently in the future. Concerns have been raised about how all 3 grapplers were utilized as ambassadors for India's big fans. Karrion Kross sends out a message to recently released WWE star. Karrion Kross, a Final Testament member, took to social media to leave a heartfelt tribute for Jinder Mahal. He recalls meeting Mahal for the first time and how they had the opportunity to learn about Indian culture during his vacation to the nation. That's my guy. Met him working Japan for Inoki and got me on my first India tour pre-WWE. Worked in front of 50,000 people with Kali's event and got to spend time in a new country culture. Never asked me for anything in return. There's tons of us he's looked out for. Looking forward to watching this. Good brother, wrote Kross. Released WWE star suffered due to Vince McMahon era. While it appeared that officials were pushing Xia Li at times, the momentum never grew into anything serious. According to a fresh revelation from PW Insider, there is an internal perception that Lee suffered as a result of the many start-stop pushes and introductions during the Vince McMahon era. Wrestling veteran explains how Dusty Rhodes would have reacted to Cody Rhodes' win at Mania 40. The American Nightmare did not disappoint his massive fan base at the Showcase of the Immortals, defeating Roman Reigns despite the odds being stacked against him. The victory was greeted by one of the loudest applauses in WrestleMania history, which is understandable given that the event surpassed prior attendance and viewership records. On the current episode of Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine, hosted by Mac Davis, Dusty's longtime colleague and WCW veteran Glacier, Ray Lloyd, stated, "You know what, just me personally, my opinion on that is, I think Dusty would have just stood there and really took it in. Just took it in, smiled, and just took it in and been proud of the moment where he wasn't necessarily the American dream Dusty Rhodes. He was just a proud father. That's what I see." Vince Russo thinks there are no good plans for Cody Rhodes now. He has nothing, bro. I swear to God, when he went out there tonight to cut the promo, he started cutting the same promo he cut on SmackDown. I'm watching this and I'm like, I just heard this on SmackDown, bro. So we've literally got nothing for the world champion to do, bro. Nothing. Former WWE star fires shots at Cody Rhodes and Triple H. Tony Storm took a crack at Cody Rhodes and Triple H during the AEW Dynasty post-show media scrum, recalling Rhodes' WrestleMania XL victory and calling the game out to celebrate inside the ring. The former WWE star informed Tony Khan that she would never invite him into the ring to celebrate no matter how many stories she finished. "Anthony, I promise you, no matter how many matches I win, no matter how many stories I finish, I would never call you into the ring to celebrate with me," she said. Bloodline member now owns a wrestling promotion. During a recent Battlefield Pro Wrestling show, former WWE star Afa Anoa'i Jr., known to fans as Manu, made the announcement that he has assumed control of his father's company, WXW Wrestling. He revealed plans to expand World Extreme Wrestling's reach by bringing it to cable television in Pennsylvania. The Rock begins MMA training. The Rock's return to WWE earlier this year was enthusiastically praised by fans and pundits, owing mostly to his fascinating heel attitude. The Rock's comeback culminated at WrestleMania 40, where he performed a great match and once again demonstrated his ability to fascinate spectators. The Great One has shifted his concentration to his new film project, The Smashing Machine, which follows the life of MMA fighter Mark Kerr. The film follows Kerr's rise through the MMA world and his personal troubles, with Johnson playing the primary part. Following his appearances at WrestleMania 40, Johnson revealed on social media that he is banged up from the event, but eager to face his next battle. He stated that his preparation for the MMA-based film would begin shortly, and that he hopes The Smashing Machine will speak to others dealing with addiction and mental health concerns, including many friends he has lost to these struggles. From the wrestling ring to the MMA cage, with WrestleMania behind me, my second training camp of 2024 begins tomorrow for my next role, in a film titled The Smashing Machine. My body's banged up from Mania, but no injuries and feeling great, ready to go. Starting my MMA workouts tomorrow. I'm coming into this in pretty good conditioning and cardio shape, but MMA is a different animal, and Mark Kerr was a one-of-one monster. I run to this Smashing Machine journey with deep respect and love for all MMA fighters and the culture, especially those who have struggled with addiction. I've lost so many friends, wrestlers, over the years from addiction and mental health struggle, from suicide to it was just their time to go. This is my love letter to them. Let's get to work. This character is a contrast from Johnson's usual film selections, which frequently feature family-friendly stories, such as Moana and the Jungle Cruise, or high-octane blockbusters, such as the Fast and Furious franchise. Mark Kerr's story is gritty and dramatic, with themes of addiction, resilience, and personal salvation.